So like I mentioned the last couple of days, the iPhone 10 is in a very, very weird spot, much like the iPhone 10R, which I just recorded that video too. Now, if you're an owner of the iPhone 10, what's going to be happening with your iPhone probably for the next year is going to be something that you probably want to take note of, because it's probably going to be time for you to start thinking about upgrading your iPhone. There are lots and lots of people currently who still own something like an iPhone 10. So I would recommend, if you own an iPhone 10 for the next year or so, you're still probably going to be fine. You're not going to be running into too many issues. You're not going to have too many problems on your iPhone, and you're not really going to feel like you're missing out on too many features, at least with your current generation of iPhones. However, very soon, probably in the next year, maybe year and a half, you should probably consider upgrading from your iPhone 10 at some point in order to make sure that you're on the most secure version of iOS, and to make sure that you have an iPhone that is still getting some of the new features that, are basically coming out. So Apple made a statement last year where they basically stated that if you want the most secure version of iOS, even if there's a security response update on an older version of iOS, so if there's like an iOS 15.7.6 update, or if in the future there's like a 16.6.3 update in the future when iOS 17 is out, those updates will still not be as secure or as, bug-free, or as, malware-free, whatever you want to call it, compared to the iOS 17 updates or the latest version of iOS at the time. So those are some really big things to keep in mind, let alone the features and everything. Just that in and of itself can be a big turn away for a lot of people of keeping their older iPhones, especially something that like, an iPhone 10 that's not even on iOS 17 anymore. The other thing, with an iPhone 10, this thing, like I said, is not going to be getting any iOS versions after this. It's going to be stuck on iOS 16. There could be some security updates coming within iOS 16, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. That happens all the time. But once iOS 17 is done, we're going to be getting into iOS 18, 19, and 20. I guarantee you by the time those updates come out, there's going to be massive changes, massive features. So I say that to say, your iPhone 10 at some point is probably going to hit a brick wall, and it's probably not going to be as good of a phone as it used to be. So I would just start preparing yourself, or getting yourself prepared to potentially upgrade from your iPhone 10 probably within the next year. If it ends up getting, if iOS 16 still gets support when iOS 18 comes out, then I would probably just recommend, if you want to keep it for another year, go for it. But at some point, probably the next year or two, I would recommend upgrading from your iPhone 10 and then going up to something like an iPhone 11, iPhone 10R at the bare minimum, but iPhone 11, iPhone 12, iPhone 13, one of those types of iPhones. You can wait for good deals and everything, or even wait until the next iPhones come out. But that's kind of the game plan that I would probably give you for the next, the next year, if I'm being honest. So that pretty much covers that up. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.